This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net. And today we are going to be bringing you two musical artists. The first one is DJ Macau. Did I say that right?
Macau.
Macau. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
And DJ's from Brazil. And I love your accent. It is just
you.
like sending shivers up and down my spine. And before we got started today, DJ and I were talking a little bit about the difference in being from Brazil and now living in Southern California. And, you know, DJ, it's really interesting that most of us here in the United States, at least in the Northeast, when we think of South America, it's like further to us than Europe or the Western Hemisphere. We don't know enough about it. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about Brazil. And first of all, what made you decide to come from Brazil to the United States?
Oh, first of all, okay, so it's my turn, right?
Oh, you're right.
Thanks for having me today.
Sure.
It's a pleasure to be on your show, you know. Well, Brazil, I would say that the world is a big place. But today what we have in our hands, like the information and everything else, it's about what you're trying to look for, you know, like the internet gives you the power to, you know, to know exactly where you're going to, especially when you meet people and when you are open-minded to that. I would say that Brazil is a big, diverse country that has a lot of different cultures. If you go to it's like here, it's like everywhere, you know, like big countries. I think it works the same way, actually, because it is a place that you have like an opportunity to have a really hot weather, sunny all the time, sunny all year round. And you have the winter time that we have like European influence too. For example, my city, I lived in the northeast of Brazil. I think Tabitha is here.
You just
right?
came on. Yes.
So good to have you, Tabitha.
Hello.
Hi, Tabitha. So I was asking DJ, what brought him to the United States from a beautiful country like Brazil? So
yeah, I know, right? So my saga, I would say, my saga started in 2016 when I moved from Brazil to Ireland. I was working marketing, social media, especially on social media, because I've been working for 17 years in the same company in Brazil as a TV network station. So then I decided to do that to improve not only my English, but also to improve my, you know, my techniques in doing things like in social media. How can I approach like all the other network, like a network platform, a TV network with all those stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, and then I fell in love in Ireland. And that's why it brings me here, you know, like here today. I lived in San Francisco for a year, you know, and then we decided to move to Palm Springs, which is a beautiful place. I love America in general. I think that we all America, you know, I visited Mexico, Argentina, but all the America, it's really wonderful. I can, you know, the people are very welcoming. That's what I feel.
I love that. And as you were talking, Tabitha Fair came on, and welcome, Tabitha.
Welcome, baby.
Hi.
I understand that you were in rehearsal earlier today, correct?
Well, I'm a vocal coach as well. So I had a vocal lesson this morning. So
okay. All right. So how did the two of you really meet to start working together?
Do you want to say something?
Sure. We met for our friend Lionel Vargas, LP, and he had been raving about Macau to me for really would love you guys to get together and write and work on something together. And so he arranged it. It happened, and I happened to be in Los Angeles through the pandemic, or during the pandemic, helping a friend out with her dog, believe it or not. And so it was the right timing for everything. And Macau came to LA, and we worked together with Ricky Rebel, actually, on the production, and it was perfect timing, and it was such a beautiful, easy collaboration.
Like this, nothing is by coincidence. I would say that it meant to be. Yeah,
totally was, and I'm just so excited about our song, and from what I understand, we're like top 20 dance chart right now.
Wow, that is wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah, we are.
So I had asked earlier before you came on, Tabitha, I listened to Fly this morning, and I was born in the 50s, the 80s. I really fell in love with music, with disco. And I'm listening to Fly, and all of a sudden I'm having these flashbacks of the 80s. I love the song. That's what I heard in it. I heard disco. So tell me, is that what you're trying to achieve, or is that just my hearing aids picking up a different sound?
I think I think Macau, I think you really channeled that. And
yeah, I think that it was a good idea about when we decided to have, as soon as I listened Tabitha singing, the powerful voice that she has, that put her impressions, everything that she printed in this song was, was like a bed when you were in a fluffy bed, so the 80s stuff is really good, because when I started having this kind of vision in my mind, I want something, we were in lockdown, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was missing the clubs, and I wanted to express that feeling of like, hey, let's get together, but in a good way that we celebrate things. So it's time to grab my hands, say something that really, people will be together in the clubs. So all the claps and elements that I added to the production was not thinking about that way, but it was so good to be in the clubs and back in the days when people were joining together, celebrating together. That's the idea that we have both together when we started writing the song. We brought this kind of flavor. And we also did plus elements that was at the end, that we did the clap all together in Ricky Rebel's studio, like trying to be a celebration for that. I really think that 80s are the magic stuff about disco,
Absolutely. And Tabitha, you have such a unique voice. I've been doing these podcasts now for about 5 years, and my brother is a music producer, and every once in a while, he would send me, something he was working on, and I didn't really observe what I was listening to. It was just like, okay, it's music. Yeah, I like it. I don't like it. But recently, when I listen to music, I'm listening for those elements, and your voice just was so special. So is that something that just comes naturally to you, or is that something that you worked on maybe for this selection?
I think, gosh, I've been singing all my life, and I love all genres of music, and I've made a living singing backup and singing demos, and I'm a songwriter too, and all stuff. And I think all the experiences, musical experiences that I've had in my life have all helped me, you know, sing, you know, the Fly song. It's just, you know, I love all kinds of styles of music. And I think at the core of me is gospel, soul, R&B. That's kind of my roots. I grew up singing gospel music. So for me, Fly, it was just an extension of my roots, basically. And it just was like effortless. It was easy to go in there and really, you know, sing these vocals with Macau. And, you know, Macau, you know, he's such a phenomenal human being. I mean,
Thank you.
Or just amazing, beautiful soul. And it was just a pleasure working with you in the studio, because you allowed me to be me, you know.
Yeah, it's the essence of everything, you know, like people need to deliver what they have instead of, no, don't do this, or try to manipulate ish, you know. This was not the thing. You deliver, girl.
But you did too. You know what we did together.
Yeah.
Just like you innately got me, you know. And all the melodies and all the lyric and everything it was effortless to sing that. And I always say, like, if it's effortless to sing, it's a good song. If it's not,
I love that.
It's not song. But effortless, and it didn't take us very long to sing the vocals.
No.
And we layered all these background vocals and everything, you know. I would say it's maybe 2 or 3 hours that we did the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you mentioned, Tabitha, you've been singing your whole life. So, and you started singing gospel. So did you start singing in the church, or?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, I did. My father is a pastor. I grew up Pentecostal. So, you know, my mother, she played piano, and she was always the choir director in the church. And I grew up singing in the church, and it was, I think growing up how I did grow up in the church, it gave me freedom to really express myself and to connect. I think connecting to your God, your higher power, I don't know, is like you go here first and then you go this way, go out front, you know, and then that really is a solid connection this way. And so.
And DJ, where did you start? What got you into music?
I had a band in Brazil, you know, at school. So my background is like, I love gospel too. You know, I think that we are all connected. You know, it's about receiving this kind of energy and putting outside. And my first trip to USA was in 1998. Yeah. And then I had this first contact with the clubs. You know, in 2000, I decided to be a DJ.
Okay.
In 2007, in 2001, I released my first song with that I submitted to a label in Italy. And they got the song, and the song is spread all over the world. And I have vinyls with my song, and I have also more than 17 compilations. You remember this, yep. Right? 17 compilations around the globe. And then after that, in 2007, I decided to do a song with an American singer called Jeannie Tracy. And we went #1 on Billboard as an independent artist. So actually, we were me and my partner in Brazil, VMC, we were the first Brazilians to achieve the first place on Billboard. Wow. Yeah, in a dance club charts. Yeah, so that's how, but I love gospel. I think that I easily connected with Tabitha because she loves the same kind of genre, you know, and I felt comfortable to do that too, because I was surrounded. I know exactly the difference. I mean, like when we talk about gospel in Brazil, it's totally different, not totally, but sort of like different from United States, but we all have the same, you know, imagery. I mean, like the same, it's about God and spirit and feeling, you know? So I was surrounded by the same.
Well, it's that
And I love
energy.
disco.
Yeah. And it's that energy that
Energy.
really stimulates us.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed gospel until a friend of mine up in upstate New York, he does a brunch music once a month, and it's all gospel. And I tune in on it, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I want to dance. I could be in a bad mood, but I'm smiling. I don't even have to listen to the words. It's the
Mhm.
beat, it's the
Yeah.
energy that comes across. And that's what I heard in Fly. And, you know, I want everybody to hear it. I want it to be number one because we need that right now. We need
Yeah.
that globally, not just in the United States where we think we're the only ones suffering. You know, we just need to come forward. And the fact that you wrote this during the pandemic, when so many people felt so isolated and alone, and yet you went to the studio and you put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
it.
was there any question in your mind at that point, you know, hey, maybe it's not safe to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Yeah. We were
But we
brave, I
put
would
our
say.
mask on and went
Well,
for it.
well,
Yeah, I won't tell you that I was not afraid. I was, but at the same time, we were so responsible together. You know, we were, you know, like connecting each other. You know, it was because, you know, it meant to be that. I'll repeat that. You know, because when everything is open to that kind of feeling, you know, that we had all together, it was easy. It was a click. You know.
so what's it like in California now? I know here in Northeast Ohio, many of our clubs are open.
Mhm.
Some are restrictive, some are not.
Mhm.
So is it different out there right
No,
now?
and I think no, it's opened right now. I
Okay.
think everywhere is open. They are having parties, but I think they have limitations too, you know, for the people. You know, they are asking for your records, you know, like the COVID,
Right.
you know, but I think everywhere they are partying, especially here, which is a really, you know, fun place to be, you know, people celebrating their marriage stuff. You know,
I
there's a
love it.
lot of people right now trying to celebrate Thanksgiving and also Christmas. It's coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what can we look forward to after Fly? Anything that you can talk
Wow.
about?
Uh,
Tabitha.
well, I have a Christmas single coming out called
Okay.
Healing of the World. And I know they're doing a big push on it. So hopefully it'll be on radio and, you know, hopefully it'll be a worldwide release. So so that's coming out. And I'm hoping that Macau and I can write another song.
Yes, we will, of course.
That's else.
Yes, let's do another. Of course, of course. I have, you know, I'm on Berkeley right now. I decided to go on Berkeley right now. I'm learning a lot, and you know, like it's my first experience for a graduation here in the States. So I was an admin my entire life, you know. I did marketing and all the stuff, but now I decided, no, I think I need to, you know, especially about English, which is not my first language, it's my second language. And doing that every day, every single day, I have classes today, tomorrow, you know, like it's like almost everyday thing. it's really great because it brings me, I have to be attached to my computer and writing. So I wrote so many things already, Tabitha, and I'm gonna show you.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And also I already did a song with Jeannie Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a new one, but I will just wait for the next year. And I think that we need to work on yours right now for the next year too, right?
Let's get it. Let's get her done.
Yeah, let's do it.
And you've all heard it here on New Cleveland Radio, which I think is terrific.
Yeah.
And as I watch the two of you banter back and forth, it really warms my heart because we're living in global economy, global world, and yet we hear so much about, that we're not open-minded, that we only like our own kind. And the reality of it is we're all the same. And as I listen to you, Mikal, you've got this energy behind you. And, you talk about English being your second language. It sounds almost like your first language. So kudos to you, but even kudos to you for continued learning, because we all need to continue our learning. We all need to find a way to express ourselves. And, obviously the two of you did it great in this one collaboration. I just can't imagine future collaborations. You're going to be phenomenal. You're going to be at the Grammys, collecting an award.
Come on now, keep saying that. That's good.
Oh,
yeah, this is the energy. This is the thing. Let's say to the world, and the world gives back.
and you got to say it to believe it, because if you don't say it, then you don't believe it. And if you believe it, there's that opportunity. So we are going to put the link for Fly in the show notes, because I want everybody, after you watch this podcast, click on it, dance around the room. I'm so lucky that my son had an appointment this morning, because if he would have seen me dancing in the studio, he probably would have called the paramedics, because I was flipping out. But you guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Either one of you have any last words for us?
I just want to say thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your kind words, and it's a great pleasure to be in your show. And that's it. Let's fly together.
Absolutely. Let's fly together. And as soon as you have that next song, I want to talk to you guys about it. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Have a good holiday, everybody. And take
care. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.